Thanks, Ken.
With that, who's next on the program? Alan? Alan Asikainen, who is Vice President and Senior Project Engineer for Maguire Group.
Good morning, everyone. Today marks the culmination of many years of effort by a lot of individuals. I go back probably 8 years when we started the planning, the design, now the successful construction, the startup and a state-of-the-art wastewater treatment plant. I have a lot of individuals to thank, along the way, the various town boards that we worked with, the WPCA, the town staff. Also, looking at our construction team that we had, I've been involved in this work for probably 40 years, okay? And this is probably the smoothest running construction job that I've ever been involved with, okay? And obviously thanks go to C.H. Nickerson, contractor. I've been working with C.H. Nickerson, as a contract administrator, inspector, for probably around 30 years. Okay, we thank Mckee. They had a wonderful inspector here at the site, John Chudzik, and obviously a thank you to the BOC who oversaw the entire project. Okay, it was just a pleasure, working with the town, as I say, going way back to the planning 8 years ago. And thanks to the townspeople supporting the project, and USDA, who came up with, I think, around 45% funding compared to your typical DEP funding, of about 23%. So took a big burden off the town by having USDA. And once again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Alan. I'd like to call on Dan Radacsi, who is the Vice President and Project Manager for this site for C.H. Nickerson.
Good morning, welcome for coming. I also have Brian Nickerson, the owner, and John Miller, the president of C.H. Nickerson, but I was chosen to give the speech. The job started when we had a lot of concerns to start the job. We were happy to get a job so close to home. We actually have people who actually live in this town. We've done a lot of the area treatment plants. A few things that were going to be very unique on the job. The first thing, we were low bidder by almost $1 million, which we have a lot of concerns. Go through all the paperwork, we realize we can do it. We did it very aggressively. We can do it. Because of some bureaucratic reasons, we get thrown out. We have to rebid it a second time. We're still the low bidder. We got the job. And we're excited. We're going to be working with Maguire. They let us know at one of the meetings that, you're going to have another engineer overlook. Okay, and we got to have 2 engineers. We have a lot of concern on what's going to happen. Hopefully we don't have engineers battling each other. We get caught up in a whirlwind of mess. They also say we have another problem. The federal government's going to be looking at us. We have U.S. development's going to be looking at us. We're going to be bogged down with all kinds of bureaucracy. It has ended up, as you hear from everybody, ended up being one of the smoothest projects. The engineers got along. Everybody was able to work as a team. The 3 wise men from the building committee, fantastic. They came in here, everybody would sit down, we would come to meetings, whenever there was a problem or an issue, everybody came together as a team and we would look at how can we solve the issue, how can we make this a successful job, how can we keep the costs down, and that was pretty much how this whole job went from start to beginning to the end. I think everybody involved, including the neighbors. We also never have too many plants that we can actually see the neighbors. You can look at their bedrooms. That was a possibility that was going to be an issue, but really no issues at all. I thank the taxpayers of New Hartford for giving us the opportunity to build a plant. Thank you very much.
And last but certainly not least, I'd like to call on Tim Dupuis from CDM. Okay, thanks, Mike.
I'll keep it short. I know the only thing between you, some donuts and some apple cider is me, so I'll keep my remarks very brief. I just wanted to thank everybody. CDM, it was a very big honor for us to be part of this project. We're happy to be selected. And it did work as a team. We worked very well with the BOC. You have a great committee here for the town of New Hartford. You really should be proud of these 4 gentlemen. They worked extremely hard and got up to speed on a lot of issues they weren't very familiar with in the beginning. So really, they deserve a whole lot of credit. So a round of applause for them. 4 guys. I'll leave that up to you later. But Also had a great design by Maguire. Alan did a great job on this plant. It's a nice little plant. You're going to get a tour of it really quickly, and we worked very well together. And you had a great contractor, C.H. Nickerson. They really do a good job. They're one of the best contractors in the state, so you lucked out by having a good plant, a good group of volunteers, and a good contractor. And lastly, and certainly not least, probably the most important point for us, one of our best people, John Ketzer, right here. He's a guy who has some very unique talents. He's a great operator and a great construction guy, and I really do believe this project wouldn't have gone as well without John involved. He's a very unique individual. He doesn't know he's on the agenda next. And he hates talking in front of people. That's why they bring me. But really, I just want to say thank you very much. It was an honor to be part of this project, and we're happy it worked out very well for a town of New Hartford. Thank you.
Before I release you all to coffee, cider and donuts, and plant tours, I also would like to recognize that Water Planet is here, and Water Planet has been selected by the WPCA as the new plant operator to wish good luck in the operation of the state-of-the-art plant. I also want to say one other thing, and it has to do with this guy reminding me to get right. We did work exceedingly well as a team, but as always, there is a team captain, somebody who goes above and beyond his team to end. And so despite the fact that on one occasion he was noted to say, why can't the block just come to these project meetings for the coffee and donuts instead of getting involved, I wanted to recognize John especially for his public relations with the neighbor, his ability to take awesome problems that occur on any job, boil them down to their simplest format, come back with a probable solution, having worked with all the parties involved, including design, engineering, and contracting, and above all for the guidance that he gave to us throughout this project. We've been very pleased with the way this came out, and it's in no small attribute to the job that John has done. So join me in giving him an extra round of applause. Now, on that note, the new administration building, which is the second building down, has been set up. It has not been used. I want to emphasize that. The cider was not made here. It is open for cider and donuts, and beginning over here, there will be an assembly of people who are very well qualified to walk you through the technology and biology of the process here at the plant. And I would encourage you to take advantage of that. The tours should last about 10 to 15 minutes in nature. And I'm sure that you'll find it very informative to understand how the process works. On that note, thank you for coming.